This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and I'm going to be going over just a few things I could really think I would have fixed. Episode 9, they made it a better movie. A few things I wanted to improve the movie, it's just a few suggestions I had. And although I think it was an okay movie, it definitely could have been better. And here are just some suggestions I have. I'm not really against this movie. It's just a few things that would help clear up plot holes and a few other things. The first, which is probably the most minor, and really wouldn't change the story that much, is to change the location of where they got the intel from the spy at. I would change it from some random meteor base to Batu, where Galaxy's Edge is, so you can have at least one film connection to it. And I quite simply could have had a cool chase sequence throughout it, and they could have filmed either in the park in Florida or the park in California, and it would be really cool. And could even been really interesting if they tried to recreate that chase randomly in the day while you're at the park. So people would be definitely hanging around to see that. That'd be a really cool way to do it. And just one of the many suggestions I have. But that one's just more to kind of make Galaxy's Edge a little more relevant and have a connection for it. The rest of these will mainly be fixing the story. So the next one is them to not mention Palpatine being alive at all in the opening crawl, and to imply instead that the First Order has gained some great new ally and with many weapons. Something around that. I don't know exactly what it's going to say, but that's basically what I wanted to imply. And after we see this, we could have instead open with them possibly going to Batu and having that, and then going to the Kylo Ren thing, or it could go the other way around. I'm not really sure. Those are some suggestions, and the reason I'm suggesting this is, if you think of it, it'd be way more interesting to learn in the film, in the moment that Palpatine was alive, even though it was showed in trailers. I think that would make more sense than him broadcasting to everyone. I think it makes sense if possibly that, he learns of it and goes basically. So how I would say is do it is first we know that Hux is the spy from the later on point, and we'll just keep that for now. I have a change for that, but that's not happening yet. I was gonna say that it opens with this mission, and we're saying that basically that Kylo Ren is going to search for Emperor Palpatine, who is believed to be alive after a transmission came to First Order High Command, and that will lead them in. So now there's a reason for them to know about it. And they can also have the timetable set up saying that Palpatine needs to meet within 16 hours, because that's when his fleet will be prepared to launch. And then suddenly we have it fixed up that Palpatine just didn't do something dumb, and it's the spy's responsibility to let the Resistance know. And if it wasn't for that spy, they would have lost. But now I want to go into one connected to this and slightly change the General Hux betrayal. I think that there should be a betrayal from him, because why not? But I don't think it should be for the reason he gave I feel like it should be a little more selfish, and that he wants to take control of the First Order, and that he sees the new Emperor Palpatine, the later version of Palpatine, as a threat, and just him getting pushed farther and farther down, and eventually going to be replaced, and that's why he's informing the Resistance. And I would also put him to be a lot smarter in this, learning from his mistakes, and starting to build up some loyal officers, where basically, instead of in that one scene him getting shot down and just killed for like a joke of it, he will try to commit a mutiny, but will ultimately fail and will be executed. But I think that storyline would be felt a lot better with this way, and sounds like a lot better storyline. Now for Palpatine, we definitely need to see how he survived. So I would add a scene flashing back to Return of the Jedi, where we see him falling down the shaft and explain what that blast event actually was. I could say that was him releasing his spirit, and then we see the spirit fly out of his body and head towards space and go to Exegol, where he enters a clone body that was waiting for him. And we see the very basic beginning of his fleet there, which was confirmed in some of the Vader comics that I haven't got a chance to read yet, since I'm still working on printing a few of the issues right now. I've been working on before his death, and Vader, from what I heard, visits Exegol and learns about them. It just kind of creates another plot hole, but we're not going to be talking about that right now. So, with that, we will have a very basic understanding of how the clone works and how he came back. He came back in a clone body, and we'll see maybe a few more times where it's to transfer clone bodies, and this is perhaps the last one that they were able to create, making it important to take a new body. And we could also learn why he doesn't want Kylo's. I'm not really sure why that is. I'm just thinking that these people can put in. And then a few more changes we need to make. I think the most main one needs to be made at the end of it, which is to show a definitive death for Palpatine. And this is going to explain kind of in more simple terms and how I would do it. So earlier in the film, in the scene I just mentioned of how Palpatine survived, we're going to show was going to be the cosmic force, and at least the way I would make it look, I don't know how they would do it, but make it look like essentially the Wraith world from Lord of the Rings, or what it looks like when Frodo puts on the ring. So it'd be all blue and everything, and that'd be an interesting contrast to see, and everyone that's a Force Ghost would look normal there. But my main thing is why it would be that is because we could say that the blue glow is them basically having part of the cosmic force coming out with them, and Palpatine will be represented by red surrounding him as a corruption in the force, and then he will go to that new body. It will be shown that he cannot survive for long outside in the cosmic force, and if he doesn't get to a new body almost immediately, he will die. So here are the changes I would make at the end of the film, instead of, well, I'm going to change everything right about the moment before Rey closes her eyes and hears the voices of all the Jedi, since that scene doesn't make so much sense, since most of the Jedi do not become Force Ghosts. So what I'm going to do instead is have Rey knocked out, And I'm going to kind of just do a scene of that right now, how I would have it work out. And that's maybe my last thing for it for this video. I might make a sequel to it, but I'm just going to try to definitely create a scene, just do it off the top of my head, and see how it goes. Rey is knocked back after the Emperor drained her life. Ben Solo has been thrown over the ledge. We now cut to the cosmic force. We see Luke Skywalker watching Rey, realizing that this could all be lost. He is in fear that the Jedi will not be able to prevail and the Sith will ultimately win. Luke watches as the Emperor shoots Force lightning up into the sky, knowing there's nothing that he could do since he is dead and the Emperor is still alive at this time. Luke thinks that all hope is lost when behind him a hand touches his shoulder. Luke turns around and sees his father. Luke, we need to do something. I think I have a plan, but if I do it, I'll be sacrificing everything. I won't be able to return. Anakin tells his son. Luke looks confused, and Anakin goes and touches Rey upon the forehead, and she now is able to exit her form and speak to them. Am I dead? She asks. No, Anakin says. I've only brought you here temporarily. We need to do something to stop Sidious. He wants you to kill him so he could take your body over, he explains. You have to do it, but do it from a distance. Anakin looks around the room quickly. Hold the lightsabers up and flick his lightning back into him. He'll be so focused into it he won't realize it until it's too late. And once he does realize it, he will want it to happen so he can try to take your body. Make sure you keep a good enough distance from him. Once you do it, I will be able to hold back his spirit long enough for him to fade into the Force and never be a threat again. He looks at Anakin. Wait, what would that do to you? Anakin tells her, it doesn't matter. I am the chosen one. I have to complete this. All I have to do is separate Palpatine from his body, get him into this realm, and I will be able to finish him. Rey, this is essential. We must do it. So, Rey does do it. We now go to a scene very similar to everything, where she ultimately goes and reflects the lightning back into Palpatine. But now, after he explodes, we finally cut back to the cosmic force, where Palpatine's spirit, which is once again red, exits out and heads towards Rey. He's getting close when a hand reaches from behind him. No, my master. Your time is finished. Palpatine turns and sees Anakin. Foolish Skywalker. Time to end your line. After I take the girl's body, I would go and finish off Ben Solo if he is not dead yet. And I will rule the galaxy for the rest of eternity. The Sith will rise, and there will be no Jedi to stop us. Not if I have anything to say about it, Anakin says. He is able to pull the Skywalker lightsaber to him and ignites it. Palpatine is able to use dark manipulation of the Force to give himself two lightsabers, and we finally finish with an epic battle between the Chosen One and the Dark Lord of the Sith. as he tries to get towards Rey's body, as he feels himself beginning to slip. He can't hold on to this world much longer. Palpatine runs, but Anakin is able to grip him and says, "No, you're finished. It's time for the Sith to end." No, 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 no. Palpatine tries to get closer. Anakin uses the Force and proceeds to purge Palpatine from the cosmic force. As Palpatine slowly fades away, Anakin falls down, knowing his time is about to come. He turns to Luke and tells him, "Luke, thank you for everything. You put me on the path that I needed to be on. If you didn't turn me back at that time, I would never have been able to get to this moment. Every choice that you have ever made, and everyone else has led to this moment. Thank you." He now turns towards Rey, who he sees is dying from her attack. Anakin knows that he is not going to be able to save her, and he knows what is the fate of Kylo Ren if he's able to survive. Ben Solo was not going to get away from it, so Anakin, using some of the last of his strength, goes to Ben Solo, with Luke being behind him. To appear as Ben Solo sees a fading Anakin Skywalker looking at him. "Ben, you know that you're not going to be able to get away with what you've done. Rey, Rey's up there dying. You can save her, but it will cost you everything. Trust me that it is better to sacrifice for what you love. Now listen to me quickly. I will tell you how to be able to survive this, how to become one with the Force." He turns to Luke. Well, more likely it would be Luke. "But thank you, Ben, for finishing what I have started." Anakin then fades away from the Force and vanishes forever. Luke turns to Ben and says, "Okay, here's what you have to do." We quickly cut now to above, where we basically get the same ending that we did with Kylo bringing Rey back. And we're really done here. This movie could play out pretty similar. I think that ending would be pretty cool and a lot better than the one we got, which will confirm both that Palpatine is dead, bring in Anakin, and also explain both how the prophecy of the Chosen One will be completed, and that what happened in Episode 6 was not pointless. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please like the video, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends, and may the Force be with you.